Well, good morning. It is Monday, June 22nd. And this weekend, I saw a couple of videos about white people and them dealing with racism or dealing with the fact that people don't like them just just because they're white or they're cops or they're white and they're cops. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand. There was this one video where this man said that he had to turn and he couldn't be a cop anymore, because people just didn't like him and they were bullying his kids and they didn't like him because, he was a cop. He had been a cop for years, but right now, like they just don't care for him, and it's just and cops see things that they shouldn't have to see. Like, we may see things on TV, but they see it in real life, and how they always constantly worried, well, how he was constantly worried about his children, like he wake up in the middle of the night to make sure they're okay, and he was just like, there's too much stress. And I'm sitting up there thinking, black people do that every day. And they ain't even got to be cops. They can be working up at the federal building. They can be working out at McDonald's. They can be out at a plant somewhere, but they do that every day. Every day they get out here in this world with people that don't like them because of the way they look, because their skin is darker, because in their minds they think that we're inferior. And it ain't just white people that think that about black people, or just Asians that think that about black people, or just whoever that think that's about black people, because some black people think that about black people. They go into the skin color, and if you light skin and you dark skin, and if then we it's so much. But anyway, I'm gonna digress. So a little bit of what black people face all day. So, and as far as you worried about your kids, I don't know any parent that ain't getting up about 10 times in the middle of the night making sure that kid is okay, making sure that kid is in the house. He said every time the kids leave and they go to grandma's house, he feels like they may be in a wreck or something. And I don't know if that's because of what he sees, but we have that fear every day when your kid get in the car that your kid may not come back. When your kid walks to the store, that your kid may not come back. Your kid playing in the yard, your kid may not come back. We have that all the time, but it's a big deal now because white people feel it. I don't understand. Well, because in his instance, he was a cop. Then let's go back. He has the option to take off that cop uniform. And I'm not saying quit the job. I'm saying he has the option to take off that uniform. And depending on where he goes, nobody knows he's a cop. I don't know, not now black person got the option to take off their skin and people don't know they black. It's not the same. And I don't understand how a black cop does it, especially not a black male cop. Hell, a black female cop. But I don't understand, because even when you take that uniform off, guess what? People don't like you just because you're black. So they having to deal with some being uncomfortable. We deal with that all day, every day. Forget, forget what color I am. Just forget I'm black. Let's forget that for a minute. I know it's gonna be so easy to do, but everything he described, and I ain't never been no cop, have no desire, have not now desire to be one, not now. But everything he described in that video, I go through that every day, and my children are grown, and I've been doing that for 22 years. Every day. When my son don't even live with me, but when my son leaves, when he comes to visit me and he leaves, I'm just like, will he make it home? When my phone rings, I answer the phone when he calls, because I'm just like, is he all right? It ain't that I feel like he's a baby. No, I don't. I don't. But what I do know is it ain't easy out here. I do know that black men are looked at as predators. And yeah, he a little light bright, but he ain't white. He is black. So that was just a little enlightenment for me this weekend. I'm just like, wow, people really don't understand until they go through it, huh? Okay. All I can say is okay. Because none of this makes sense to me right now. None of it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I have friends, well, just a couple of friends that I've asked this question, why is it so important now? And they say because we saw it on TV. We saw someone lose their life. as opposed to, I guess, you seeing it. Like you see them shoot them and it go down, but like this, you actually saw the end. And then I see or I hear people saying they didn't know. That irks me. It really does. And let me tell you why. Because I don't pay attention to a whole heap, a bunch of stuff. I can miss a whole semi coming by me. I can. But I knew that. I paid attention to that. How you not know? How you not know? Do you ever look at the Senate meetings, or do you ever look at how black people are treated? You don't know because you don't want to know. And then it makes me wonder, is this all a big deal one more again because elections are coming up? But when you look at the politicians, ain't none of them hitting on nothing. Like if you really look at them, if you really pay attention. And I don't understand why people think that the president is going to do something. I'm not talking about Trump, baby. I'm just saying the president. Remember, we had 3 branches of government. We learned it in the 9th grade, remember? You may have learned it before then, but if you went to West Fulton High School in Atlanta, Georgia, you learned it in the 9th grade. You learned it. It was 3. It's the executive, the judicial, and there's one more. I don't know which one it is. Let me look it up. Legislative. Almost lost me. But it's 3 of them. There's a reason it's 3 of them. But remember, on the flip side, being that it's 3 of them, that means there can be a lot of times when nothing happens, because if one don't want it, or if 2 don't want it, or depending on the makeup of the House and the makeup of the Senate, it like, I don't understand. And then the elections that we need to vote in, we don't vote in. You know, the ones with the people around here. Think about it when you at your job. Just think about it. And I'm gonna use my job. At my job, there's a chain of command. So I'm gonna say the highest. We're gonna say it's the CEO. Do you think I take my grievances to the CEO? No, I do not. That's not to say that I can't take my grievance to the CEO. But for me to take it to the CEO, I needed to have gone through my chain of command first. So I have my manager. Then my manager has a boss. So it's my manager. Then it's the treasurer. Then above him, I believe it's the CFO. And then above her, I believe it's the CEO. Not quite sure. That's how the makeup is. Let me stop saying not quite sure. But I'm just going by how mine would be, how my chain would be. So I need time off. I'm going to go talk to the CEO and tell him I need time off. No, I'm going to talk to my manager. I have a problem with somebody at work. I'm just going to go straight to the CEO. No. First of all, that's not going to make it to the CEO. That's going to make it down to HR, but I don't just go straight to HR. Well, depending on what it is, but just I'm having a problem with somebody, I'm going to my manager first. And if I got a problem with my manager, then I'm going to her boss or his boss, whoever my manager is at that time. I'm going to their boss so they can know that we have this issue and maybe we can rectify it. But my point being is that we really have to pay attention and we have to stay focused and we have to think. We really, truly do. Because we out here just free willy-nilly. No agenda, no goal, nothing. Like, we out here like Tamika. No, that's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. So we're gonna have to get it together. I wish I knew how we could get it. I do know how. Let's all start with each other. Let me rephrase that. Let's all start with ourselves. How about that? How about you make yourself a better person and then the other person make themselves a better person and go on from there? Because I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding any of this. I'm not understanding why people saying they did not know and then they're using the fact that, oh, well, the internet has been out for years. I've been seeing stuff for years. It is what it is. And if you want it to be different, you got to make a change.